9-1. 9-1. Once again, 18,500 people waste their time and money at Rogers Place to go watch these fraud Edmonton Oilers, who are nothing compared to the team of last year and the year before. This is a joke, and the joke is on us, the fans. Welcome to the Game 16 recap. Rich here from Frozen Oil, and I was at the game yesterday. My buddy called me. Got to go sit in section 113. First of all, it was like there was a giant air conditioner blowing on the back of my head. Freezing seats, but nothing compared to how cold Nathan MacKinnon and the Colorado Avalanche wiped the floor with us. They were leaps and bounds ahead of the Edmonton Oilers in every single category. Forget about the scoreboard alone. They were just scoring at will, continuous pressure. Nathan MacKinnon is a monster out there. Plays like a bull, attacks the net like a bull. He even blocked a shot, which I thought hit him in the neck or the face. It must have hit him in the shoulder. Was right back out there trying to block another shot. You're not going to get that from the Edmonton Oilers. And yeah, 9-1. What can we say? We've been saying this all year. Not happy with the goaltending. Why should we expect anything different? Goaltending, I think it was 5 goals on 11 shots. So goaltending, number one, needs to be addressed immediately. The grit department, replacing Kane, Perry, and Brown. We sent those guys out. We did not replace them with one player that has anywhere near the grit that those players bring to the game. So, and the coaching has continued to show inconsistency in the lineups. It's ridiculous at this point. So not a lot to be happy about as Oiler fans. And again, the Oilers drop the game 9-1. I'm surprised a jersey wasn't thrown on the ice. I didn't stay for the rest of the third period, but too hard to watch. Long drive home. I heard Bob Stauffer on the radio after call out the Oilers. Everything he said is exactly what we've been saying here, and nothing's being done. So, I mean, how much longer are we going to do this? I'm not too sure, but they keep it up. They are not going to be in a position to contend for the Stanley Cup. I'll tell you that. If Stan Bowman's not on the phone, working the lines like a madman, I don't know what's going to happen. If I hear one more interview, whether it be from McDavid or Draisaitl or Darnell Nurse or Trent Frederick saying, oh, we got to be better the next game. 16 games into the season. We're almost a quarter of the way through the season. There's been no consistency whatsoever with this team. And they say they're going to do it. They say they're going to try harder. They say they're going to be physical, or they need to be more physical, and they don't. And the game starts and ends with the same result every time. So frustrating hockey. That's all I'm going to say about it. Not too much more to say on that because we've said it a million times. And honestly, it is absolutely pathetic that we've had Connor McDavid for a decade. And we are still sitting here in this position right now with arguably the worst goaltending tandem in the NHL. A defensive core that does not want to touch a player that's in your crease. And a coach that can't seem to put one line together and keep it consistently together. As soon as something goes wrong, it was 3-0 Colorado. Right away, McDavid, Draisaitl back on the same line. It's so easy to play against. It's honestly mind-boggling how we continue to do the same thing over and over again. It's weird. So having said that, we are just going to go straight to X here and see what the Oilers faithful have to say, because this is a good one. You don't want to miss it. So let's do that. And before we do that, let's just take this moment to thank you all that have subscribed to the channel. We really appreciate it here. Like I said, we are marching towards 1,100 subscribers. We really appreciate it, and we are your source for an Oilers fan channel, because everything here is from the fan perspective. So hope you're enjoying it, and let's head on over to Twitter/X and see what the Oilers faithful have to say. First one, this one is so bad. The Edmonton Oilers minus club. Adam Henrique, -4. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, -4. Brett Kulak, -4. Roslovic, Mangiapane, McDavid, Bouchard, Ekholm, and Wallman, all -3. The -2s were Frederick, Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Nurse, and -1s were Philp, Tomasic, Regula, Wallman, Savoie, and Howard. Every single player on the Edmonton Oilers was a minus. And I don't think that's ever happened before. But just absolutely horrible, that game. I feel bad for every single fan that had to endure that. Next one from Golden Hockey. The Oilers are slow starters, but this is the worst hockey they've played at 5v5 since the Dave Tippett days. And unlike that team, they aren't finishing. So Edmonton at 5v5 through the first 16 games. And here it is. They were 35-4, 37 against. And in 25-26, they are 26 goals for, 39 against. They are losing in the stats department. They are losing in the grit department. They are losing in the effort department. They are losing in the crease. They are losing in every single aspect. You look at this team, they are failing miserably. And again, very lucky that Connor McDavid signed that extension, because honestly, I hate to say this, but if he wouldn't have signed that extension prior to this season and this was going on, I'm not too sure he would have stuck around for more of this. That's my opinion. You can say something in the comments if you disagree with me, but it's so frustrating to go through this every single year. Next one from formerly the Cynic. This Oilers team is just no longer good enough to overcome Nurse and Skinner. Yeah, those two are gigantic anchors for this team. Gigantic anchors. Jackie B has to say, what if the reason the Oilers made back-to-back cup finals was actually Gulutzan and not Knoblauch? And that is an interesting take, because when they kept Gulutzan on board, I was a little bit surprised by that. Typically, a head coach brings in his own assistants. Gulutzan did stay on. And Gulutzan is a former head coach in the NHL. Obviously, he coached the Calgary Flames. He was a very good coach, in my opinion, and I felt very comfortable with Gulutzan back there, and Paul Coffey with his experience to kind of help Knoblauch out, because he is only been an NHL coach for a year and a half now. But like I said, it's not ludicrous to think that Gulutzan and Coffey helped a lot with Knoblauch, especially motivating players and in the locker room. He's just very, for what we see as fans, and I was watching him like a hawk on the bench, and I didn't see any motivation, any sort of emotion coming out of him from what I could see. And yeah, when you're losing by a score of 6-1 and 7-1, 8-1, 9-1, you gotta show some emotion and get your players fired up. Doesn't seem to be able to do that. Next one from Klima's Lid. The Oilers should have made a goalie trade in the summer when they had cap Overage options. Waiting until there's a goalie crisis gives leverage to potential trading partners to extort assets because they know Bowman may be desperate. No one's doing you favors. 100%. Do this every year. And the Oilers always overpay because they don't know how to jump on things when the time is right. I'm not too sure where the Oilers were in the offseason. There were a couple of young goalies available, Shilov's being one of them, and they just don't do anything. It makes absolutely no sense. Next one from Mr. Bandana. Part of me gets it with Skinner, the hometown kid, backstopping the Oilers to a cup would be a hell of a story, and the media guys that cover this team are suckers for that. Skinner isn't a starter. That's not his fault. It's management's fault for not bringing in someone else. 100%. 100%. He's getting paid to be the goalie in the NHL. He's making his money. And at the end of the day, all these problems are the fault of management. The salt in the wound is so much more because we have Connor McDavid. It just magnifies everything so much. And I mean, look at this next one here from BR Open Ice. It's been a rough night for the Oilers, and just look at McDavid here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, what's going through his head here? I mean, it's 9-1. You know, the Oilers can't score. It's not just the defense. The Oilers' offense can't score. I mean, we used to get 5-6 goals a game, and that was the expectation. We're lucky if we get 2-3 now. I think we've hit over 4 goals once or twice during the year. It's not the same genetic makeup of the teams we've had the last 2 years. Next one from Brett Jeffrey. My take, the Edmonton Oilers truly haven't recovered from the Broberg Holloway signing. Duh. 2, they also haven't recovered the swagger from losing Perry Kane Brown. 100%. 3, they also still need a goalie and are hemorrhaging goals against. 100%. Get to work, Stan. I just don't see it. I don't see Stan Bowman being the guy to do this. I don't know why they brought him in to begin with. I mean, we missed out on Bill Zito. We hired Ken Holland instead. And, you know, we had other opportunities with GMs. And now we hire Stan Bowman, who questionably, you know, a lot of people say that he kind of inherited a good team with Chicago. But he made excuses about the Edmonton. He came in and he wasn't comfortable yet with, you know, what was going on here. And it was too soon for him. And this was all about last year and the Broberg Holloway thing and all that. And it's like, all right, like last year was last year, but this year, after watching last year alone, you have to make a call on the things you need as a GM. And I don't think he's addressed it. And I think he's made the team worse by letting certain players go. So that's my opinion so far. And I mean, his record speaks for itself. Next one from Vince. Oilers fans that paid for season tickets throwing money away. 100%. 100%. The food's not cheap. The drinks aren't cheap. Parking's not cheap. I think $25 we paid for parking. People that were sitting beside us paid $35. You know, on top of the price of the ticket, which lower bowl is, you know, it's very tough to get in there for under $300 per seat. But you're going to spend $200-300 at the game easily. So, I mean, a bottle of water is $8 for crying out loud. So, I mean, it's just a waste of money. If they're winning, it's a different story. But when they're losing like this, it's such a waste of money. Next one from Vince. Get a goalie. I think Bowman has trouble hearing in that ear. So maybe try the other side. Sportsnet. With a 9-1 loss against the Avalanche, the Oilers have tied their franchise record for the largest defeat on home ice. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Captain Jack looking for an NHL goalie. Best I can do is a .692 save percentage. And that is just making play on the show. I think it's called Pawn Stars. Yeah. I don't know. And this one really got to me. Ryan Rashog posted, conversation starts a little tense and eventually sorted out. Notable and normal stuff for a frustrated group. Not sure why he would even put this up. It's bad enough, but at the same time, I mean, look at this. Start this over. McDavid freaking out on Bouchard. He's telling him what's going on, and look at Bouchard looking at him. He's telling him, well, I'm doing the thing right. I came back this way and that way. What do you want me to do? And McDavid just shaking his head saying, how did I sign this 2-year extension? I got to deal with guys like this. And Ekholm's, you know, obviously being the elder statesman here, trying to make it better. But Bouchard is not comfortable, and this is not a good thing. This is just not a good thing. And so this is happening behind the scenes. McDavid's freaking out. You know, McDavid with the lone goal yesterday. And like I said, not too sure what's going on with the coaching staff. I don't think it's McDavid's responsibility to be coaching this Edmonton Oilers team as well as being the star player and captain. But yeah, that's just the way things are here. So I don't know. We'll see how the next few games play out. But I'm telling you, right now, if the Oilers drop the game on Monday against the Columbus Blue Jackets, there is going to be some very loud clamoring, and I believe at that point, Coach Knoblauch will be on the hot seat at that point, officially. So that's going to do it for today's episode. Not much more I can say. So let's just move on to the next one and see what happens. And until then, most importantly, go Oilers, go.
Frozen or hockey, the channel you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed.
Frozen or hockey,